Hey guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and early, 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, today I reposted the video of me taking a knee at a Trump Stop the Steal rally. I was all by myself. I came across a Stop the Steal rally in my town, and I had just, at that point, I was just frustrated. I had enough. I saw these people out in the middle of the road waving their Trump flags, yelling about fraud and all this stuff, and I had just had enough. I was by myself and I went into the crowd intending on being confrontational. I got there just as the national anthem started, and I took a knee. And it had I believe 100% in Colin Kaepernick. He's a hero of mine, and taking a knee and all that. And it had the desired effect, though. It got their panties in a bunch, as I like to say. But anyway, the reason I post that is because of this Oklahoma sportscaster, high school basketball women's sportscaster, Matt Rowan, and some of his comments. What I want to talk about today. Before I get into that, though, there's been some other comments that are just driving me crazy at this point. Let me talk about Senator Ron Johnson. In an interview, he admits that he wasn't that worried at all. January 6th, with the insurrection at the Capitol. Oh, by the way, he doesn't even call it an insurrection. It was just some good people speaking up, trying to get their Republican lawmakers to do the right thing. He's one of the people that says this was not an insurrection. These were just good Trump people. So he says in his comment that if it had been the reverse, meaning that if Donald Trump had won, and that if this had been BLM and Antifa instead of Trump supporters that day doing the same thing, he would have been a lot more nervous. But he wasn't. That sounds kind of it sounds a little racist to me. The most aggravating thing here is he says that these were good people, that they were law-abiding good people, and they weren't there to do any harm. 5 people dead, 100 Capitol police officers injured. We've all read this, but Senator Ron Johnson says he wasn't worried, that these were good people. They were just there to speak about their concerns about this fraudulent election. Senator Ron Johnson. All right, let me talk about Ron DeSantis, Governor Ron DeSantis. There seems to be this panicky response. It's always fear mongering. Governor Ron DeSantis comes out and he is saying that he will never allow Joe Biden to close down Florida. We all saw the State of the Union where Biden was speaking positively, saying things are going good. We're going to have all Americans are going to have the vaccine available to them by May 1st, ahead of schedule, and hopefully by July 4th. We'll be back to some semblance of normal. All good things, speaking positively, right? Somehow in all this, Governor Ron DeSantis, I think President Joe Biden might have said, as long as things keep going good and we don't have any spikes where things fall back, where, say there's more deaths or outbreaks, where we'd have to use more mitigation factors again. And Ron DeSantis took this. Now, Joe Biden never said anything about Florida or closing down anything. But Ron DeSantis says, hell no. Joe Biden will never close down Florida. We ain't going to have it. It ain't going to happen. So he turns Biden's positive speech into this, basically a threat that he's going to shut down Florida. Just total nonsense, total fear mongering. And then we go to Ted Cruz. He reposted this, a tweet of a barbecue. Come and take my barbecue. Because, like I just said, Joe Biden talked about hopefully we could all get back together, have some semblance of normalcy by the 4th of July. All good things. Like, hey, let's all, like working for a goal. We're getting back to normal. It's been a year, and pretty soon we're going to look, we're going to be close to back to normal. And somehow Ted Cruz and a lot of Republicans took this as an insult. I don't know what it is with Texans and their barbecue, but oh my God, don't if you if you want to draw another breath, don't come near a Texans barbecue, apparently. So he reposted this thing saying, come take my barbecue. Somehow he interpreted Joe Biden's positive comments about hopefully we're going to be back to relatively normal by 4th of July. Somehow he misconstrued that as the opposite. I don't even know how to make sense of it. And then more Texans joined in and said, we can barbecue anytime we want. We'll have 4th of July festivities on the 4th of June. May, just nonsense. Just total fear-mongering. Basically, whatever Joe Biden said, we're going to argue about. We're going to argue the opposite. All right. Oh, Tucker Carlson came out with some more insane comments about the Chinese government efforts to make their boys less effeminate. And he tried to equate that to Dr. Fauci. A huge stretch of the imagination. I had to rewatch this several times to get the gist. I'll have the links all down below. So he equates this, that between, he keeps comparing us to China, which I find troubling too. With the military and their masculinization of the military, his other comment, and now this, where he says that we reacted to the coronavirus by listening to Dr. Fauci, and the Chinese military reacted, or the Chinese government reacted by making their boys more masculine. In other words, he's trying to say, Tucker, in an offhand way, is trying to say that taking medical advice, going to the doctor when you're sick, what guys don't like to do, supposedly, that's kind of like a sissy thing. That's basically what he was saying. Just nonsense from the bow tie wearing little whiny voice prep boy. All right. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all of the comments after the coronavirus, the stimulus package was passed. There was a line of Republicans speaking about guns and the background checks, and just a bunch of craziness from Bobart, Cawthorn telling the speaker to come and take his guns. Come take my guns, Mr. Speaker. Just more craziness from Republicans and fear-mongering. We've been hearing this for how long now? The Democrats are going to take your guns. Obama's going to take your guns. Clinton's going to take your guns. Biden's going to take your guns. God, the most paranoid people on the earth are the most well-armed people, too. That's not reassuring. All right, so let's get right into it now. Oklahoma. I think most of you heard this now. The clip will be down below. Oklahoma high school basketball announcer. He says, okay, we'll be right back after the national anthem. And he thinks the mic is off, okay? And you could hear him, though. You could hear him vaguely over the national anthem, but you can understand exactly what he's saying. And he uses some of the most obscene racist language that I've ever heard. Effing, N-word. He saw the girls. I think it was 3 girls. 3 high school girls. 3 teenage kids taking a knee. And he just snapped. Oh no, I hope they freaking lose. These effing ends. And he just snaps. And he gets caught out. The mic's hot. All right. Now this is what really, it's bad enough when you have that kind of mindset. But one of the things that really bothers me the most is when if you believe that, and that's your opinion, if you have that kind of mindset, that's your opinion, and I disagree strongly, and that's bad enough. But don't be a wuss. Stick to if that's what you believe, stick to your guns. So this guy, this Oklahoma sports announcer, now came out with a big, huge apology, which was deserved. But he went on to make excuses for it. That he has diabetes 1, and he didn't know what he was saying. This happens sometimes. His sugar spiked, and he went off. I guess he's trying to say that he has some kind of Tourette's syndrome / diabetes 1. And that's the reason, it wasn't really him. It was his disease. He's a victim. You shouldn't be mean to him because he's a victim of diabetes 1. And this happens sometimes. He says things he doesn't mean. Oh, and plus he didn't know the mic was hot. So he says both these things. That he had no idea that the mic was on, first of all. And then he says he has diabetes 1, and that was the reason for his sugar spiking, making the comments. And see that right there. So what difference does it make if the mic was hot or not? He uses both as an excuse, and they kind of cancel each other. Saying that the mic was hot. Well, I didn't know the mic was hot. So it would have been better if the mic was off. It's just somebody making up excuses. And I find that the most reprehensible of all. Look, if you have an opinion and it's disgusting and it's racist by my standards, it's still your opinion. But don't be don't be like this guy. And I mean, this guy needed to apologize, but make the excuses, the nonsense excuses, just make me lose any appreciation for his apology or anything. That he's apologizing, but it wasn't really his fault because the mic was hot and he didn't know it, and because of his diabetes 1 and his sugar spiking. Just if you're going to have an opinion, be man enough to own it. Don't blame your diabetes and your sugar spiking. All right, I could see I ran a little long. The clips, most of the links will be down below. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Saturday.